Hello, everyone. It's Daniel. This is the Monday live stream, adjusting for everything. So this is the Monday live stream. I do not have a guest today. I just, have this wonderful tie to, bring the attention in. It's great for camera because it's shiny and pixelated. So that's all I got today is my awesome tie, and of course I got my Yang original Yang button here. So, those kind of things. I'm going to take this coat off in a minute because it's too much. It's too much. But anyway, so what is going on in American Jobs Factory? So, one thing, I went to the UBI March, which was a car march this weekend. So, that was important. All kinds of things happening in the news. I'm not here to get political and discuss news things, but if you do want me to discuss everything, current events, I do have something that I'm going to show you later on my Instagram, American Job Factory. Funny story. I used to have American Jobs Factory on Instagram, and then they deleted that account saying that I was claiming to not be me. And I tried to fight it. I tried to fight it. Nothing. They never even said anything back. And so finally, I went ahead and I started a new Instagram. So now I'm American Job Factory on Instagram. So look forward to that. So let's see if this works. I'm going to see if I can share my screen. So this will be interesting. First of all, let's see what happens when we do like share screen stuff. See if you see like a bunch of me. No, it doesn't. Oh, here we go. Share screen. Um, your entire screen. Okay, yeah. Let's try this. Share audio. Share. Okay. This was the UBI March. Raw footage here. Raw footage, people. There's some good UBI paint. Okay, well, hopefully you saw that. That was my attempt at sharing a screen right there. I don't know how that works, so you'll have to let me know. Everybody in the chat, which is no one right now, but I'm sure you're coming. I'm sure you're on your way. So that was interesting. Let's see what else we can share here. Let's see what else is going on. Well, we shared that. Let's try entire screen, share audio. I'm gonna hold on to something for a second. So, oh yeah, I want to show my Instagram. See if it. Hey, it's coming. It's coming on. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so I assume it's sharing. This was a picture from my car. Yeah, it's sharing. Maybe. This was a little video. making a mess. That's what I was trying to say. Okay, and so this was kind of a what I did to promote it here, and then this is the kind of stuff I've been doing on Instagram. So that was, let's see. Okay, so I canceled my sharing. Tell me how that's working. I don't know. I feel like that's what it's supposed to do. I'm gonna try this other window next time. But anyway, so that's what I'm doing. If you want to see all my responses to The Hill TV, that's what I've been doing on Instagram. So pretty much every episode, and now I'm behind on episodes, but every episode I've been doing a couple, doing my take on current news. So that's that's interesting. And that's pretty much all that's going on. So no, other thing I'm doing here, I'm putting together a pitch deck. Ooh, see if I can. I'm trying to reach out to, people who care about human centered issues, and I'm putting together a pitch deck for one of my business ideas. So I was going to share that with you, and then I decided not to. So there you are. So what do you guys want to talk about? Come on, everyone. Everybody's excited to talk about something. So that has been, so this is going to be like a 10-minute video today because I pretty much talked about everything that I need to talk about. So, you know, I will be having nonprofit guests on this channel. That's what I'm focusing on. So in the future, you're going to get experts in the field of nonprofits to talk about nonprofits that are helping the world or what their skills are to help other nonprofits, things like that. And then I'll be interviewing and looking into different nonprofits. It will be great, fantastic. Can't wait for that. So some of the nonprofits, I've talked about is just Humanity Forward, and that Andrew Yang has been the head of. But there's also Humanity Forward Texas, which put on the UBI march this weekend that I was a part of, and it really was a car march because it was all in the car, wasn't in the on being in the street. So it was interesting driving in circles. And the third circle, I got lost. So I was doing pretty good, keeping on track, and then a light stopped me, and then I could not find the rest of the caravan at that point. So I did get lost. It was sad. So yeah, that's the kind of pitfalls you behold when you're trying to follow other people. That's the kind of things you have to deal with in a march. Is trying to find the leader. So you know it's tough for everybody. Everybody has their things that they have to deal with, and that just happened to be mine. So also, I was all alone in my march. Nobody riding in the car with me, so that was a little sad. But I did bring some. I talked to at least two friends, and they showed up with their cars, so that was awesome. I'm glad that that happened, and it was a good time seeing everybody again. That in these times when you can see other people even in their masks, that is something that you really need to cherish. you know so I did that, and then we ended up going to a restaurant, socially distanced, and so that also was a unique experience, trying to sit by people but not sit by them. So it's all a strange new time right now. So I'm focused on building up American Jobs Factory. I did do some tweaks on the website, so feel free to go to the website americanjobsfactory.com and check out, little things that I've done to try to make the website pop and get the message across. I'm working on, more of an explainer video of what American Jobs Factory does. So, besides creates jobs for the future that don't destroy us, how do we do that? Well, we have a patented system that is put in place to do that. So that's important. That's important that we have the system. So you want to check that out. And then also, like I said, on Instagram, going to keep putting that out. I also have Yang Yacht 2020. If you want to check out more Yang Gang stuff, it's always a challenge to post things. So if anybody out there, wants to help in any of the projects, that are going on, appreciate the input, appreciate the help. So feel free to contact me. I'm really easy to contact right now. I have my email, I have instant messaging, I have everything right now that you can just reach out and I will respond. Okay, I'm not that much of a celebrity yet, but this is the time to connect with me before my celebrity kicks in. You want to really reach out during this kind of time because can't make any promises in the future. When people really discover me, I'm gonna blow up, and so when that comes, it's going to really be a problem to make that connection with me. So I hope you're prepared for that, and you reach out now, and you come on board as either a volunteer with American Jobs Factory, or just want to get together on business ideas and create jobs for the future. I'm into that. I'm into collaborations. I'm into Yang Gang initiatives. So I hope that you really think about that and contact me. So one of the I just want to talk to you about. Oh, so I want to talk to you about the website. So that's what I want to do. So I'm going to hold on. I'm going to share a screen here in a minute, but first let me get it set up. AmericanJobsFactory.com. That's what I'm doing. Hold on. So I'm going to see about sharing the screen, see how that works. I'm going to share. Okay. I thought I did well, let's see. Let's see if this works. Ooh, that's how that's done. Huh. Well, let's see if I go to logs, see if this works. Going back, hey, it does. See, now I'm starting to learn how to share stuff. That's awesome. So I did a blog recently about energy. Do we have the power? And so this talks about something Andrew Yang kind of talked about, which is cool. Now this is what I was looking for. This is much better. So this is a great blog on energy of the future, and it talks about thorium nuclear energy, but it also talks about building a city in the sky, which is something that I can see American Jobs Factory working on in the future. So I'm a sci-fi visionist, whatever, and that's why I wrote a book, a whole sci-fi book talking about different technologies. But that's one vision I have, to build a city in the sky. And the way that you do this, basically, I'm just going to talk about the three different energies that we have. Of course, wind. If you think about wind, we have the biggest wind. What am I trying to say? Currents. Wind currents are at 33,000 feet are really, really fast and, you know, stronger than, floor. So if we combine like wind turbine technology into like a city to keep it afloat in the air, okay, that's one way. Of course, you have solar panels that are, you're not going to have cloud cover because you're above the clouds. So that's going to uh, cause you to be able to harness energy as well. And then um, I don't know if you've seen solar roadways, but that was the greatest funding commercial ever in history. If you've never seen the funding commercial for solar roadways, Google that. But that's another thing. You can lay down these solar panels as infrastructure for roads, and then the third technology, of course, is the nuclear thorium nuclear power. All that doesn't really make a difference unless you have a way to harness the power, like store it. And so, because of I read the thorium technology type of information before, so we could basically create thorium batteries. If not, there's another solution that I've kind of seen, which is to harness the energy into a hydrogen gel or hydrogen liquid that you can store for later use, and then you convert the hydrogen back into the energy that you want to use. So, all of those are fantastic ideas. So I did, oh, I did this information too. The future is growth. And so I came upon this author who's talking about 1 billion Americans. And he was even on the Ben Shapiro show, which I meant to watch that one. I haven't. He was on The Hill. The first is the one that I saw. But he talks about how if we grew to 1 billion people in America, that would solve a large majority of our problems, because we have more people to throw at it. But that would mean, changing our immigration laws, and also doing things that would influence people to have bigger families. And so, universal basic income, he didn't say that, but it sounds like, he said investing in families. It sounds like a universal basic income would be fundamental to doing that, basically. If, families had a base to fall back on, they'd be able to have more kids, and, more people, it solves the problems. Even with, you think climate change, more people, oh, there's a problem. But no, if we grow, we're able to, again, throw people at the problem to solve it, where we don't have enough people, is his argument, to solve some of these big problems. So I thought it was fascinating, a fascinating take on what the solutions could be. And then this kind of information is basically about my sci-fi novel. So I just kind of did some blogs about my sci-fi novel. And so I don't have the actual novel anywhere for anyone to read. So if you just want to have a look into what my novel talks about, then you can go to this blog and check it out. And then, like I said, this is just the American Jobs Factory website that I talked about tweaking. I do have my ebook on here, so you can read all about American Jobs Factory. So people have said, basically, as critiques of my website, is that I need to upgrade from stock photos, and I can only agree with you. At some point, I will upgrade with stock photos, but hey, stock photos is what I got right now. So, get off my back, got to start somewhere. So there's that. And of course, as you can see, Yang Gang all the way at the top, there's read the Yang Gang book. And I have the first 10 pages of the Yang Gang book that you can read. And you can see if you want to donate for the completion of that book as well. So it's almost done, but I stopped at providing an ending because I ran out of money for motivation. Yeah, I'm not. I was hoping people would fund it so I'd be motivated to finish it. But the idea is if I have a customer, I want to keep going. But so far, no customers. It's a work in progress. So if you want to see a Yang Gang book completed, send some funds my way, and I'll get that done. So that's mainly what's going on here. What are we looking at? We're looking at just we're 20 minutes in. One of these things for this stream is to see how long I can go by myself. I don't know. I like to talk to people definitely because I have somewhere to go with that, and you know, so all the things going on right now, I it's crazy and it's election year. I don't know. I'm going back and forth between voting for a third party and voting for Biden. So I think I am at this point. I think I am going Biden only because Andrew Yang told me to, and I figure as excited as I am about Andrew Yang, maybe he should have some sway over how I vote in November. And oh my gosh, I think America just needs to change. Any change is good change at this point. So that's kind of my take on that. Sorry, Trump supporters. I know you're really rooting for your guy. You wanted to, come through for you for another 4 years. I just don't think it's good for the country or that it's going to happen. But I've been having like a little Facebook debate with family, and I am, I do empathize with your position. There's a lot of things that I feel Trump represents for that side of America that people, especially on that side, are really energized and excited about. I just feel like the opposition is just too great right now, and that is because of Trump. And he doesn't smooth things over at all. He doesn't try to help or think of the other perspective at all. He just keeps bullying through, and they might like it, but I don't think that it's productive. So anyway, that's my little take on politics. I'm done with that. Really, what I want to concentrate on is nonprofits, and of course, Humanity Forward is the first one I'm looking at. But I'm going to have some professionals on here very soon and talk about other nonprofits and what their function is for creating jobs in America and just trying to make the world a better place. So that's really going to be my focus going on from here. So please join me. I think so. I'm gonna keep trying to just look at one more thing, try to get at least a half hour out of this live stream today. Am I still looking at? Oh yeah, still looking at. Okay, so I did this little video at the beginning, and I'm not gonna play it right now, but you're more than welcome to look at it. It's just a little video about the company, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some videos on the bottom of this as well, and have an explainer video also on this website to kind of look at how American Jobs Factory works and how the system works. The idea of the system, let me just talk about that a little bit. Since I'm here, since you all came to see me, I want to talk about that. And then, feel free to add any comments about things that you want to know about. How do we create jobs for the future? Well, strangely enough, technology kind of has the answer for us. So there's algorithms that will take your preferences and put them in an algorithm, and what they have done, especially in Europe, is they've had people decide on colleges that they want to go to, and this algorithm will look at your college picks and then place you in a college that's going to provide you the most happiness. And strangely enough, a computer deciding for you, isn't that crazy if computers make your decisions in the future? But the algorithm deciding for you has like a 95% happiness rate for people who use this algorithm. And so the the other thing that was crazy about this documentary I saw about this algorithm is that they also match up organ donors in Europe. I don't know if they do in the U.S. This is specifically about Europe, but what will happen is a lot of times, like if you grab a friend that you want to is going to help you with the organ donor process, they're not a match to you, and so um, what they do is that same friend could be a match for somebody else. Well, that somebody else has a friend that's not a match to them. So this whole algorithm finds like this network of people and matches them up to like 50 different people. And so each person gets the right organ donation for another organ donation that somebody has brought in. So it's very, very interesting the kind of success rates that we can have with algorithms and mathematics at this point. And so that's some of the basis for American Jobs Factory is that using this algorithm to provide jobs that or fit people in jobs that we have available in an algorithm kind of happiness kind of ratio. Also, there's another kind of technology where basically you play like a role playing kind of game as an interview type of situation. So you're, I don't, recently I visited a friend in Colorado and we sat down and we played a board game that was a lot like D&D. If if you follow what Dungeons and Dragons is like, it was I've played Dungeons and Dragons like once, so I'm not a big Dungeons and Dragons fan, but when I did play it, I thought it was really interesting. And of course, Stranger Things, anybody Stranger Things fan, they play Dungeons and Dragons on that show, and it's really a cool thing. But this board game was a lot like Dungeons and Dragons, where you roll and you have to make different decisions. Well, that's kind of like this program that's being developed, and not by my company, but I can definitely, buy it or license it. But basically, they do like a role playing activity in an interview to help see what fit that you would be towards, again, available jobs. So besides having a network of different jobs, and that's what's important. So it, instead of laying somebody off, just you basically go back into the network and you say, okay, well, what is available and what skills would you be a good match with? So instead of laying people off, you can just place them somewhere else without having them say to them, figure it out yourself, try to figure out, what apply for a job and, go through the unemployment system. No, we want to be able to provide everything in American Jobs Factory. And then we want to also have it allow agency and group um, agency. So if there's a problem, then we handle it. You don't have to go on strike. You talk to American Jobs Factory, and we will handle everything and make sure that you're happy. Now, if you're just, a problem child, I don't know. If you're just a problem child, I mean, that's the same thing. We have systems to work that out so that we can negotiate the best situation for you within the combines. I think if people know that just are held accountable with the truth, then they're going to work things out. A example of that is when this whole pandemic happened. A CEO at Gravity Payments just was honest with their employees, saying, we're going to have to lay some people off, or we're going to have to do something different, raise prices for our customers. And they decided to take a pay cut collectively, anonymously take a pay cut. And so they did this and they basically saved the company. Now they're booming because things are picking up and nobody had to be laid off. And those are the kinds of things that you can do in an organization if you have the will and the intention. So American Jobs Factory, focusing on people coming first, is going to be that kind of collective where we don't fire people, we just replace them. into positions that are more adaptive to what they need, and we just keep building jobs and basically finally compete in the job market. The thing is to take away the supply. So if there's less people for different companies, then companies have to compete. The reason Amazon doesn't compete is because everybody's looking for a job, because they put so many companies out of business, local companies, that there's only one place to work. So of course they can do whatever they want. They can objectify workers because of the supply and demand. So we have to have organizations that take away that supply and then compete um, in the marketplace for employees, treating them right, doing the right thing. And then companies will have to fall in line if they want workers. And yes, there's going to be a lot of automation, but also if we have an organization, well, I was trying to say there's going to be a lot of automation, taking away jobs. But if we have an organization that is concentrating on building jobs and really focusing on how do we create jobs, that's a whole different dynamic too, because we're not looking, our first objective is not how do we make profit, but how do we create jobs. Okay, that's also what we need. We need somebody who's focused on creating the jobs, not just creating the profit. There's lots of opportunities out there if we can just get together and put our priorities in the right way for the future. Because not only the Green New Deal, creating green energy and things like that, also we need better Wi-Fi and connectivity throughout America. We need better transportation systems. We need some bullet trains here in America. We don't have any of that, because of our history, the car companies, gasoline companies, putting those industries out of business. But Elon Musk is working on that, and what I envision, what I've seen is like a bullet train that you don't leave your car, especially an electric car that doesn't have emissions. I can see people driving up to the train station and the train basically taking their car and zooming them off from California to Florida, within like 2 or 3 hours. So anyway, that's definitely an option that's available. So it looks like um, this is like a half an hour broadcast. I'm going to make this short just today and look forward to us doing some more stuff with some more people next week. But that's kind of American Jobs Factory in a nutshell. And of course, we need basic income. That's what the march was for. If we keep telling our lawmakers that is a priority to invest in the people in America, not the corporations, we'll get there someday. So thank you all for joining me. Go ahead and like and subscribe to this channel, and we'll have more for you next week. Thank you so much. Bye.